Hello everyone, I'm Jessica Gagne, and we wanted to make sure we came live to you on Facebook today because more than 170,000 people throughout the state without power today, and a lot of you are consuming information on your phones on Facebook, so we're bringing it to you there.
Yeah, so we're going to do this for you for about 10-15 minutes now, take you around the state, let you know what's going on, get you all the latest information. We'll do it again at 8:30 as well because the storm is moving, so in about an hour from now it will be better for some of you, but it will be starting to get worse for some of you as well. So since we're obviously taking care of the whole state, we want to make sure everybody has the latest information. As Jess mentioned, if you don't have power and you can't watch us on TV, at least you can get us through your phone, the Facebook app, our website, or YouTube. We're going to start, first of all, right with Todd and just get the latest on the forecast as we head towards 7:35. As you see, we have team coverage. Hey, T.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. Thanks, Jess. Good to see everybody here on Facebook. Hope everybody's safe. Hope you don't have too much damage on your property. I know a lot of trees came down. I lost a big oak tree in my yard. Trying to get some pictures from my wife to find out, where it hit. I didn't hit the house, so that's good. But a lot of us are going to be dealing with stuff like this once we get out there and kind of evaluate our situations. And it's all about the wind with this storm. It always has been when we've been, trying to iron out the details from several days ago. And unfortunately, the worst has kind of been realized. Good news is it's a quick hitter. It's not going to be buffeting us all day long. In fact, it's already a lot quieter in the greater Portland area. Currently, there are no gusts at the Jetport, nothing down through York County either. So it's quieting down. But at the moment, the attention is now the Midcoast and the down east coastline. You can see that we're gusting pretty strong up in here, Penobscot Bay, Bar Harbor to 40, Bangor, pretty windy in town too, Augusta at the top there, 40 degrees. Now, the sensor's at the airport in Augusta, and that's up on the hill above the city, so not really probably a good representation of what's going down near the river down in the downtown area. So some wind gusts to show you. Wow, we had a gust in Port Clyde not too long ago. I got this from Jerry in Port Clyde. He's a trusted fisherman. 74 miles per hour, essentially hurricane force gusts there. Georgetown earlier this morning, 67. The Jetport, 62, puts it in the top 10 for all-time strongest gusts in Portland. Rockland, 58, Arundel, 55, and now starting to gust down east. There's Bar Harbor for you at 44. We've had a lot of rain, too. Many communities reporting around 2 inches of rain. Good news, that is also starting to taper off. Not much rain left over across the south coast, although it's still misty and drizzly and junky out. The steadier rains are moving up through the foothills, but even there it's not as strong and heavy as it was. Eastern Maine, yeah, there's some rain coming down. It's really heavy in northern Washington County, up through Lincoln and central Penobscot County, and that's moving northbound into Aroostook County right now. So quick look at the winds, because that's what we're most concerned with. Through 9 o'clock, we're going to start to see these winds ratchet down in Lewiston. Augusta about 9:30, Bangor by 10:30, and then northern Maine, you start to see some heavy wind gusts, but it's not going to be that bad in northern Maine. The storm will be weakening quite a bit. And the interesting thing is this afternoon, in a hurricane, you've got the eye where it's nice and calm. Well, the eye of this storm is actually going to move overhead, the center of it. And look how kind of calm it is over Maine through much of the afternoon and early evening. And then the backside winds, just like a hurricane, will pick up late tonight and tomorrow. And that brings in some chilly air for tomorrow, but it does dry us out, and it's not going to be enough for additional power outages. So there's your 7-day forecast. Wind and rain this morning, tapering off. A little sun tomorrow, a lot of sun over the weekend. Good cleanup, and cleanup weather is going to be a long time coming. So we've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday to do some of that cleanup, and we've got a lot to do. We're going outside now. We're going to check in with our newbie, Mr. Mike Slifer, joining us from West Virginia. Started in Connecticut. It's where you grew up, like myself, right outside of Hartford. And we are getting Mike to cut his teeth on a major autumn storm. And you've been getting hit hard out there, Mike. I got to tell you, you've been a trooper, and you did a great job this morning. Showed some. The crazy thing was when the transformer blew behind you in your first live shot ever here at News Center.
It was pretty crazy, but I mean, it was almost a little bit fun just to, I guess, be out here in the elements. It was definitely worse before than it is now. Now that it's a light out, we've seen a lot of that debris, everything from leaves and sticks to full trees. So we are right now at Bug Light in South Portland, and this is a tree that came down next to the boat launch. And I didn't even know that it had fallen. When we got here this morning, this tree was standing upright. So at some point in the middle of the morning, could have been maybe around when that transformer exploded, very noisy with all of that wind and rain, this tree came down. So I'm thankful that we weren't anywhere near it. We were safe, but it's impressive to see just how much damage really occurred through the dark. A couple other things I wanted to mention here is that there's actually some boats that are crashed up on the rocks on the other side of the park, so that's something that we're going to look at after this. I did hear some reports of some more trees down also in different parts of South Portland. So now that we are no longer in the thick of the heavy rain and the wind, don't get me wrong, it's not nice out, still breezy, raw, and misty, but we're done with the heavy rain right now. We're done with a lot of the significant wind. It's light out, and that means that we now get to go look around at some of the damage. So definitely a lot of damage out there. I've been keeping an eye on those power outage numbers too, pretty impressive. But overall, it has been an interesting first storm center for me. This was quite the storm to cover, but thanks everybody who let me be a part of this morning. We're going to send it over to Sean Stackhouse now. He is live with more.
Hey, Mike, thank you. Yeah, I hope you've been having a fantastic first storm center. Mine came at the last day of my first week with the new center. As you can see, there are crews already moving. We are live here in Hamden outside of Maine's depot. This is where a lot of the trucks, a lot of the crews, line crews, tree crews are leaving from as they hope to restore power. Here's an update with the numbers of what we're looking at. Central Maine Power reporting more than 150,000 outages. I believe it's right around 153 right now. So lots of outages in the southern part of the state. As you get further north into Maine territory, we have just under 30,000 outages. So clearly this storm has left a big impact. Lots of crews from Maine, Central Maine Power are already out. Some of the areas that were hit worst for Amera were towns in Hancock County right along the coast. So that's Bar Harbor, Ellsworth, and surrounding towns. That's where they've really been hit. And you can see and probably hear some of the wind picking up here in Hamden. This part of the state is definitely starting to get pounded. It's very wet and it stayed consistent. It wasn't raining at 3 a.m. when I was going into work, but it definitely is right now, and we'll be continuing to bring you these updates. Again, just another look at those numbers. 150,000 outages right now for Central Maine Power. Amera Maine just under 30,000. Those numbers could go up, however, if this storm does continue. We'll have those updates for you as they come in. But now I'm going to send things over to News Center Maine's Don Kerrigan for a look at the Midcoast. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Sean. Great to hear from you. I'm the lucky one here. I get to do this report from inside. Now that it's light, we can see out. I went outside a little bit ago to check the generator. We've been out of power since about 3 a.m. here. And there doesn't appear to be any visible damage right around the house. So Todd, sorry about your oak tree. But obviously there's a lot of damage around. Lincoln County Emergency Management tells us that in the Lincoln County where we live, there's 20 roads that are closed, blocked because of downed wires or branches or trees or some combination of those. Up in Knox County in the Rockland area, same thing. Lots of roads closed right now because of downed wires and trees. They don't have an exact number. Fewer people out of power in Knox County than in Lincoln the last time we checked. As about 6 o'clock, Lincoln County had roughly 6,800 people out, and I suspect that number has increased. We talked to Scott Campbell, the emergency management director down in the Booth Bay region, and he said they got hit really hard. Lots of roads blocked, lots of trees down, broken poles, things like that. But Emergency Management Office for the county says the road problem and the power problem is in most parts of the county, the inland areas as well. Look outside here. The wind seems to be reduced quite a lot, as Todd mentioned, things ramping down. Still the branches a little more, although we're getting a gust right now. But when I went out, it was not too bad at all, and the rain had certainly let up significantly. It's going to obviously take a while to clean up from this. The harbor master, Matt, up in up in Rockland told us early this morning that there were at least 3 boats that had apparently broken their moorings and gone aground right in Rockland Harbor, a couple of sailboats and 1 power boat. Don't know how bad that damage is, and when light comes up, there may be more of that happening around in lots of places in Maine. But to comment on what Sean just said, we're very glad to have this storm throttle down and head back out, because now there's going to be a lot of cleanup to do that I expect may take all of this day, and who knows, maybe more. So we're going to go back to, I believe, to Lee and Jess.
Thanks,
Don,
John.
my
Yes.
my golden does the exact same thing when he wants attention. He comes right up, he whines a little bit. I have to rub him until he gets what he needs. So that's awesome. So.
Yeah, I have to tell you a quick golden retriever story, Lee. This is Xavier, the older one, and when he came down, he wanted to go outside as he always does. Our other dog, Cheyenne, our other golden, when this was about 4:30 this morning, it was windy and rainy, and I opened the door. She didn't want any part of it. Did not want to go outside.
Don't blame her.
Literally had the same experience this morning as well. My husky ran straight outside. My lab looked at me and said, nope, and ran right back upstairs. So there you go. All right, Don, thank you very much. We've been watching you guys comment for us all morning on our Facebook feed and sharing your pictures and your stories, and most of you saying, listen, I don't have power here. We don't have power here. Obviously, with almost 183,000 people without power and that number likely to grow, a lot of people are going to be in that situation. So be patient. And this is, I was going to say this, and then I saw one of our commenters wrote this. So Tracy wrote, please be patient and respectful, not just of all of our utility workers, but of the first responders as well. Everybody obviously has a lot of work to do if that's your field, your profession, and they're going to get to you, and it might not be as quickly as you want. Nobody wants to lose power, so everybody wants it back now, but be patient and respectful, because the people who now do this for a living, this is their busy day, and maybe tomorrow, like Don said, and maybe the next day till we clean all this stuff up. So everybody will get taken care of, but it's a really hard job that they're doing, and they're going to work around the clock to get everybody back. So just remember that.
And be patient and tolerant of those around you as well, too, especially if you're on the roads. I know we have cancellations listed on our website. A lot of schools in southern Maine have either been delayed or canceled completely, but there are still people that need to get out on the road, need to get to their jobs and so on. And with the storm ramping down, you should be able to comfortably. But a lot of people commenting on our Facebook, like Tracy says, large trees down in OOB. We had Zach Blanchard out where power lines were down, streets have been closed. So expect that you won't be getting to where you need to go very quickly today, and understand that it's going to be a slow process while emergency crews pick things up off the road that you can't be around. Never touch a wire, never be around it. Just those reminders. I remember that when I was a kid, but Eva.
Oh, it's actually Eva.
Eva, yeah.
So.
But yeah, be patient and be thankful that this went in and went out. I mean, it's moving toward the Bangor area right now, but it's going to go pretty quickly out, and then we're left with cleanup time.
Clean up, aisle 6. All right, so we'll be back and do this again at 8:30, because again, a lot of you who don't have power can't watch us on TV and get our Today Show updates. This is the way you're going to consume us, so we're going to bring it right to you. We'll be back at 8:30. We'll do it again, get you all the latest updates. So stay safe, everybody. We'll see you in about 45 minutes.
Stay online.
Hands on your phone.